When you think of Halloween, you think of candy, costumes. But today's episode is about Ronald O'Brien, aka Candyman. He was a man that was in the choir, he was a deacon, but then something changed. He became wicked, heinous. What he did, it will blow your mind. I'm Shavak from Studio 70, and let's take this to the studio.
Hey everyone, it is Halloween night.
Halloween!
That's when this will be aired, is on Halloween. So hope you guys have a safe Halloween. If you have the little ones, hopefully you get them out early. Go with them, be safe, use your flashlights. What else? Check the candy.
Check the candy.
But if you're new here, my name, or actually let's start with this beautiful
No, you was
woman
already
next
talking.
to
You should have just
go for
continued to
it.
roll on. Come on
No.
now. It's your girl Shavak. How you doing?
And I'm Ed. You can call me as you. And today we're going to talk about some true crimes that happen on Halloween. And again, if you're new, we do true crime, but this month we're doing stuff a little bit more on the spooky side. We're so glad you joined us today because I know it is Halloween. And for those that don't have kids or just hanging out, giving away candy, hopefully this can provide some entertainment for your night as well. So I think, before we get into everything.
This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and always be kind to everyone. Friends, family, strangers.
It sounds so funny because that mask is on your nose. It sounds like...
I know, like I got
it's awesome.
my nose.
Yeah, no, it's good. But go ahead, finish. Be kind to everyone everywhere.
Yeah, just be kind to everyone, and that's good. Giving out candy and just making this world a better place.
That sounds amazing. I like that. So, you ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's go to our full screen here. And like I said, these are things that actually happen, unfortunately, on Halloween. So let's get moving and grooving here. So Ronald O'Brien, aka Candyman, lived with his wife, Danny, and two children, Timothy and Elizabeth, in Deer Park, Texas. And this is totally different than Candyman that you see on TV. We're not doing the fact and fiction. This one we're talking about things that happen on Halloween.
Yes. But
it's not like the Candyman that you're thinking about in the movies that came out years and years ago. Okay, so Ronald was in debt about $100,000. Woof, and that's a lot back then. It took an additional $40,000 life insurance policy on the children. Okay, so bad debt going on here with Ronald. He took the kids trick-or-treating with the neighbors and knocked on someone's door, but they didn't answer. Ronald stood behind. Okay. Then Ronald caught up with them and distributed 5 pixie sticks. 1 Timothy, 1 to Elizabeth, and the 3 children.
Now, those 2 are his kids, just to let you know, just to be clear on that. So he gave 2 to his kids, and then he just gave 3 out randomly to the other kids. So just like if something happened, I guess it won't be just those 2, his 2 children.
That's sick. Ronald returned home with Timothy and Elizabeth. That's his 2 kids. He told them they were both allowed to eat 1 piece of candy before going to bed. Timothy chose the pixie stick.
Just let you know, his daughter chose something else.
Oh, that's a gross picture, Shrek. What the heck?
Yeah. So
put a warning on that. The candy tasted funny, he told his dad. Timothy began vomiting and was rushed to the hospital. He died hours later. That is really sad. Oh, I hate hearing things about kids, guys. This drives me
Yeah.
But basically, an autopsy was soon carried out. It was discovered that he was poisoned with cyanide, right?
Yes, cyanide.
And that's what I know they used that in World War II when they were trying to commit suicide and all that stuff. Timothy Markham on April 1st, 1966 to October 31st, 1974. Ugh. You We do a lot of crime stuff, but these true crimes, they're just more horrific than movies, I tell you. O'Brien told police that he could not remember which house gave him the pixie sticks. Oh, that sucks.
Right. And the reaction happened really quick because once he took the cyanide, he wanted to let you know within a couple of minutes, he started getting a bad reaction. And Ronald was there, like just trying to comfort, like he didn't know what was going on. And, he gave him some like Kool-Aid, something to just water the, I guess to water it down, which was crazy.
Yeah, I just thought it having like it's all this sugar, really.
Yeah.
He said the owner of the home did not turn on the lights on, but cracked the door and handed him 5 pixie sticks. He claimed to have only seen the man's arm. Well, that's kind of weird, but I guess, back in the days before the 70s, you would, you trust people. Back in the 50s and 60s, people just were.
Right. And Ronald, this was like the perfect opportunity because he told everyone to go on, but he said, I'll continue to knock on this door just to give you a little bit of what happened. Everyone continued, and then he followed them, and he just, I guess, took the pixie sticks out of his bag because basically they were his.
The police did some research and learned that O'Brien was back up in car payments, and he recently purchased cyanide. Oof. So he's back on his car payments. He's in all his debt. O'Brien was charged for 1 count of capital murder and 4 counts of attempted murder and was arrested November 5th, 1974. So let me just take a quick break there. And Shrock, I want you to kind of fill in the blanks here.
Right, exactly.
So basically he murdered his own child.
Exactly.
To get the $40,000 in. But he had 2 kids, right?
2 kids. And yes, and they both had a pixie stick inside of there, but she chose something different, his daughter, because if they could have been, both of them could have died because he actually had life insurance out on them. He was in debt. He had a job and he was really not maintaining his bills, which happens sometimes, right? When he was in debt and he felt like this was like maybe one of the only ways he can get out of debt. And he was, of course, like you said, when I started from the beginning, he was a deacon. He was in a choir. He was in the church. He tried to maintain, but something happened where he just overcame. He's a father. He's trying to take his kids.
Do you know if it was 40,000 for each kid?
Yes, it was 40,000 for each kid.
So he's
And he tried, and that's why he was like almost 100,000. So he was thinking if both of them died, he'll get attainable. Exactly. So what was strange about this is that the day that he went to the hospital, the next day, not even waited a week after, he's calling the insurance company and inquiring about the money already. So that's suspicious right there. It's like, you don't have time to mourn your son. Are you serious?
Yeah.
He basically was like, okay, let me just see what can happen and call the insurance company just to try to get that money quick as possible.
It's good for the investigators to put 2 and 2 together. Because I know people may say, well, geez, initially, like maybe you need the money to pay the expenses of the funeral costs. Okay, you could say that. Yeah. But luckily, the investigators at that time were smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
Exactly.
And they couldn't find the house. Like you could tell the story was made up. Because usually, I don't know about you guys out there, but my kids are older. But when they were younger, we would pay attention for the most part to the house, and actually it would be people we know. If it's in the neighborhood, you would know the people or you would see it. You wouldn't go some weird house where the door was half open and dark.
Exactly.
The whole thing is so suspicious.
What happened is the next couple of days or the next day, the police actually visit the man and he was like, what? I did not give any candy out because I was working. He had validation. He had timesheets to say he was at work. So he was in a clear, right? So he said, I did not give any candy out. So he knew that was not going to fly. I don't know what Ronald was thinking.
He was just thinking sometimes people think they're smarter than everybody else, that people believe dumb stuff.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So this was just a little snapshot of what happened. If you want to go back and just look at more of anything that you type in Candyman, you will see more on it.
And
I sound kind of squeaky right now.
But listen, because you're tuning in for Halloween, we got a double feature. You thought it was just about this? We got more. Let's see what Shrock has in store for this next part.
obsession, fixation until death do us part. Today's episode is about Eric Kaplan and what he did on Halloween. What he did will blow your mind.
And let's talk about that. Oh my goodness. So in early 2004, three young women, Lorraine Mendiza, Adrienne Insognia, Lasonia. Oh, they put the syllabus here. That's good. At least I can pronounce it better. And Leslie Mazara shared an apartment in the heart of Napa, California. That's a great place. Been there. Good wine. So this is the setting. So this is back in 2004. Mm-hmm. On Halloween Day, they were home giving out candy. Again, that's good. What most people are doing. Yep.
It looks like some good candy.
That was like good candy. That's, sometimes people, if they don't have as many kids, they give out the whole bar. But that's what my sister and my brother-in-law do. They give out the big candy.
Oh, nice.
They went to bed by midnight, and the dog, Chloe, heard some noises. Okay, so they're a little woken up with everything going on here. All right.
Yeah, Chloe is the dog, and
my reaction is basically to quiet her down. So Chloe, it's okay, shh, and told her to lie down again. And then I heard the screamings and cries for help. I knew right away that it was something awful.
Wow. So you hear it right there in part of the interview in the notes. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. And then Lauren slowly walked upstairs towards their room and stopped in her tracks because they heard footsteps. That's really creepy, man. I don't care who you are. You hear unwanted footsteps?
Yep,
yeah, exactly. That's not cool. All right. And then Lauren ran, out the back door and waited before returning when she, I would.
Yeah, she waited back out the door and just was looking, making sure the coast was clear.
Yeah.
So this is just her running out.
Yeah, I'd be booking it too. I don't want to make sure the coast is clear before I returned out. Okay. And then
there was blood on the walls and everything. It was a horror movie. That's what I thought, exactly what I thought when I was up there. This can't be happening.
Oh, wow. Okay, so she returns back and sees a lot of, what does she see, Chirac?
Yes, she sees a lot of blood. She sees both of her friends on the floor. One was dead, God. And one was actually clinging on to their life.
Wow. All just from that one thing, but she was just had the thing to get out of there.
Right. So one thing is that she was downstairs. There was 3 bedrooms. So that's why they all stood together. Because hey, we got an extra bedroom. They all have this great rapport together. And so she was downstairs and she has the dog Chloe, which gave her the signal.
Wow. I don't know what happened that part, but anyhow. So Leslie's deceased and Adrienne is clinging on by a thread, as you said. Yep. And she's like, help me. Minutes later. And then Lauren calls for help. So,
and here's what she says.
Okay, let's hear it.
One unconscious was down, and then the other one was bleeding. But she was saying, "Help me, please help me! I don't know what to do. I'm driving around. Wait, you're not back in the house? No, I got in my car and left. I don't know what to do."
Wow.
Right. So there's a lot of speculation. Did she go upstairs or did she just run out the door? Because this was all, shock to her too. I mean, if you're hearing some screaming, you're going to run. So so she did call the police and they did record, and this is the actual recording that happened on that day.
Wow. Good stuff, meaning good information to know, because I think when you hear it, you get more of like the real feeling of what's happening at that moment in time.
Right, so which is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a few minutes' time, my entire life was changed. I'd lost my friends, my roommates, and I'd been left untouched. And I asked, what do people in my situation generally do? People don't generally survive in this situation. They're usually killed too.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is crazy because this is coming from actually her. She was there. She lived this, and it just changed her life forever.
Oh, yeah.
What you think?
I mean, yeah, a little PTSD there. I mean, you probably always got in one ear, how do you sleep?
Exactly.
It's just excruciating.
I could not accept that
Someone wanted to kill my child. Someone hated her and wanted her gone.
Yeah, this is devastating. So these are the parents of the victims that died, unfortunately. So I just wanted to get a snapshot of what they said.
So were they trying to kill all three, Shrock, that you know? Or was it just a random killing, going inside and trying to...
I think if we continue, that question could be asked at the end. How about that?
All right, sounds good. All right, here we go here. So investigation found blood on the window blinds and cigar butts outside, which we know from that you can get DNA.
Exactly.
But let's fast forward here a little bit. September 2005, 11 months after the attacks. All right, almost a year. There was a breakthrough. Yeah, I want to hear this. What's a breakthrough?
The police sergeant, he told me that they had made an arrest.
My next words were, "Who was it?" And I was not at all prepared for the answer to that question.
Oh my goodness, who was it? Let's see.
Who was it?
Eric Kopel.
Yes. So it was Eric Kopel, and we're going to continue this, and we're going to find out who is Eric Kopel.
All right.
Lily seems to come alive when she's with Adrian, and I think he felt threatened.
Adrian and Lily had planned a trip to Australia together, and so he was just deathfully afraid of losing her. So his answer was, kill the one that's in the way of my happiness with Lily. Kill the problem.
Okay, so everyone got that. So that was actually one of them fiance, and they were supposed to get married. They was going through some difficulties, and he said, if I get rid of Adrian, right? If you get rid of them, then he can actually, I guess she'll spend more time with him.
Was he? I'm a little confused though. Was he trying? Which one was he? I missed it. I'm sorry.
He was killing his friend. He was killing her girlfriend.
And who was he with? Which one of the girls?
He wasn't actually with none of the girls. He was with another girl that was her best friend. He killed her best friend.
Oh wow.
He killed her best friend. That's like, like for instance, if somebody just killed my best friend or somebody because they feel that they are in the way. Like she mentioned that they was going on a trip together, right? And it's like, okay, I could be going on that trip with my fiance versus her, So
and was the other girl just in the way? Probably.
Yes.
Oh my
the other girl was just in the way, so that was
Oh my goodness! What a freaking mess here.
Yeah. So what do you think about?
Oh, let's go back to the visuals here. So,
yeah,
that is unfortunate, and it happens on Halloween night too.
Exactly.
That is creepy. I mean, I think I feel bad for obviously all the families, the girls, and all that. Again, now did the other girl survive? The second one?
Yes, because she wasn't there. She didn't live there, so yeah.
No, I thought there was one wounded.
The one that wounded died. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. I'm confused.
There's a total of 3. You seen the pictures of
there was 3 girls. One ran out of the house.
2 died and 1 survived.
Oh, so they both died.
Yes.
The one that was critically injured also died too.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, that's it. I mean, and then for the other girl, I feel really bad for her because she had to go through a lot of therapy because number one,
exactly,
always hearing footsteps. You never know who's going to show up at the house. Then, thinking in her mind, why was I the only one that was still survived?
Exactly.
If I was a target or not. Just so many things going through the mind.
Exactly,
and then Halloween too.
Yes, and it took 11 months. So they was like, who could have done this? Who could have done this? I mean, a lot of it is left out. But they continued. Yeah. That's why I put a little bit of cigarette butt, and then they found some DNA, and then they really found out it was, Eric Kopel.
They'll get you all the time.
Yes,
DNA.
And one thing I also want to say, she really loved. Who heard it was her dog, Chloe. Oh. Chloe was phenomenal. Chloe sensed that something was going to happen, and that's why she kept saying, Chloe, go back to sleep, because you would think that on Halloween, you're going to see a lot of movement outside, people near your door because, but the dog was just phenomenal and actually was kept barking, and that was something I think that helped her as well, because she woke up because of the dog, because she was sleeping too.
So I have to tell you, Shrek, so the first story I heard of before, I think a lot of people have, they always hear about this one gets morphed into a legend of razor blades and all this other stuff in Candy. I think a lot of it came from this story. This story is kind of well known. The second one was really cool because I think it's less known and less popular.
Right.
So great job on that and giving the background. And again, this is just a couple quick stories.
Yes.
I know it's Halloween, so we want people to get back to doing what they're doing. Just be safe. And anything else you want to comment on the two stories?
But yeah, with the Candyman, that's the thing when someone don't get any ideas, anyone, but things that happen, people usually sometimes do it around events, right? Because they's like, oh, what is a perfect time? Candy is in there. They don't know which one, who did it, what house it came from. But you got to be careful. Investigators, they are very smart. They're very intelligent. And
at any age, it doesn't even have to be poison. It could be fentanyl. As you get older in parties, people might be putting in different types of things. So just be careful, be safe, check your kids' candy.
Exactly. And I know a lot of people, like even said, this could be any age group at all.
Yes.
So when you're older, sometimes drinks, when you're going out to drink, sometimes people put things in your drink. So just be careful on Halloween. And that's just a little snapshot of a little bit of the Studio 7.0 of the Halloween.
Yes,
shows.
This ends our month of more scary stuff related to true crime. Again, we want to know in the comments, if you liked the fact, when we did the fact versus fiction, did you like that type of stuff that we did for a few episodes this month? Number 2, do you like or prefer, some of these crimes that are a little bit more on the unusual side, whether it be creepier or what have you? Yeah. Just curious as we go into next year. Now, next year, from here on out, we're only going to commit to our one video every Thursday. We're going to, because really the next couple months with the holidays, it's going to be tight for us. We don't want to commit to something we can't deliver. We will always have a video
on
every Thursday. Every Thursday. We'll do a couple live stream. If things come up, we'll try to squeeze in Tuesday. For next year, we're going to stay with that once a week, unless things come up format, because we're looking to do a little more production, we got more surprises. We got a whole new format next year. We are so excited. We're working on early. So we can get it good for you. I think you guys are going to really like it. So anyhow, thank you, Shrek, for all the hard work. She put a lot of good work into this. Be safe, as I said 10 times, but so I'll say one more. And what else, Shrek? Anything else? Or
yes, we just, like I said, wanted to make it short. There's tons of stuff that happened on Halloween. There's plethora of stuff that I could have went through, but I just wanted to give you a little snapshot.
Well, we gotta wait till
I
next
know
year.
You might have kids and you might just do a lot of it, so it's just a little bit of treat. This is our treat to you.
Our trick, a little trick and a little treat. So our little trick, we gave you extra story, and then our treat, hopefully you enjoyed it. But we'll have more. We'll do this again next season as well. So thank you so much.
Studio 7.0.
I always wait for that. Thank you.